Okay, back to building Lego today. So today we're gonna build the 2024 Chinese New Year set. So this is the Auspicious Dragon. I actually brought this together with the family reunion celebration, but I decided to build the other one first, and then this is the one we're gonna build today. So without further ado, let's just open it up. So this one doesn't need any cutter because it's just the thumb push opening, and I don't anticipate to finish this today, even though it's a much more smaller set compared to the previous one, and unfortunately this one doesn't have the instruction case, but just one booklet. That's why, and it doesn't seem to have any stickers. So let's just put the box aside, get it all set up, and then start building. So oops, there's no minifigure in this one, just a very good looking dragon. So this back one, this despite being a smaller set, there's like I think 10 back, and we need to figure out all the numbers. So it's not usually takes some time. So what's back 9? So this is back 9, and then 8. It's good that all the dragon scale are printed. Otherwise, it's gonna be a nightmare to apply so many same stickers in similar pieces. Oh, I missed back 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. So we got 10 bags of Lego. Hopefully, we get to bag 5 today, and then we're going to continue building tomorrow. So again, you've got a few pages to explain the background of the set. I'm not going to read it out because my focus is building a set today. And then this back one, there's no minifigure. So usually I bought both, but since last year there's a goal to save money and reduce the Lego spending. Being I got more selective in terms of buying sets. This year it's going to be more restrictive. I would say. But when this set is announced, although usually I don't buy set without minifigures, but the dragon just looks so nice. That's why, hey, when the local store put these two sets online with 20% discount, it was a no-brainer. But funny thing is, there's another shop just put on set on the website yesterday, and they had like 30% off. Anyway, it always happens when you bought a set, you thought you have a pretty good deal, or you bought a set, couldn't wait for the discount. The next day, you see even bigger discount. So let's start building. I think we're gonna start with the base, which makes sense. Let's see how it goes. I do anticipate a few repetitive steps in this, because like dragging lots of parts in different segment kind of very similar, so it will be less variation in terms of the way building stuff. Hopefully it doesn't end up becoming a experience that is too repetitive, otherwise it can get pretty boring in the end. But it's good there's no stickers. um, Sometimes I kind of mentioned quite a few times that stickers sometimes not really for me, because my hands often um, shakes, especially if I need to kind of focus and apply the stickers at a very narrow piece. Usually I'm not really good at those, but well, let's start. Hopefully I make good pace. I haven't recharged the mic, so yesterday when I filmed the review for the Chinese restaurant, it took probably an hour, so I think I do have 90 minutes of battery left. So I'll be conscious of time as well, and yeah, and because the previous one I kind of try very hard to get the contents up on my YouTube channel. So kind of push harder. End up having two building video over 2 hours long. So I will try to keep this under an hour, because it's you're not watching a entertaining movie, and if you have a video, um, I mean, you could watch a little bit and come back, but even myself, right? Will I just tune in on something continuously for two hours? Is very precious time. Sometimes if you look at, depending on what your profession is, let's say if you in the technology field or the software field, in general, the base pay is quite high in comparison. And if you convert it into hourly rate, right? 2 hours, it's very expensive. So just need to be conscious of time, not making video that's too long, because you'll be asking your audience to, hey, you need to spend 2 hours or more of your time every day to watch things that, well, I mean, it does provide some values, right? If you are, you know, want a conversation on live, and also, interested in building Lego, yeah, I think it's fine. And you just need some time to relax. But sometimes, it's not for everyone. Let's say, um, so you can't expect a random person just click on this video and then it runs for 2 hours. Then I better have some very interesting talk, because just building it's not as interesting. Um, yeah. Anyway, back to the build. So just like many other Lego sets, that when you need to build something, like the base, and they have like different colors. So far, because it's something new, I haven't. I mean, even in some other sets that they released before, it doesn't have like similar structure. So basically, what you're building now is a pretty new experience. So um, I do find it interesting. We'll see how it goes. And again, struggling to find the pieces require. It's a very common thing. Um, Maybe I should try one time, just one time, and see, have everything sorted before starting, and see how much efficiency, or whether it's much more effective. But we'll probably like use a smaller set to try that, because oops, and it just break apart. Um, I'm having this problem like a lot lately. Just not sure why, or maybe it's just how it's been designed, or maybe I'm just putting too much um, power uh, onto bricks. Um, yeah, you know, in the past few sets that I've built, often you end up in this situation where something that's supposed to connect quite easily, but when I try to push the brick in, it like cause the whole thing to break apart. But usually it's small stuff, nothing um, serious, like the whole build collapse or something like that. Never had that before. I guess it's also to do with the set that I bought, and typically I don't build Lego Technic stuff. I have yet to acquire some sets like the Titanic or the Eiffel Tower. Those are the set that it's not. It's a really good set. They look great and they're big and expensive. Um, if I have spare space, spare funds, I would probably buy it just because I want to, collect. But if I don't have enough space, even if I can afford it, I probably won't prioritize it. I mean, they look really nice, but it's like, hey, if I missed out, yeah, I wouldn't feel as bad as missing out a set in minifigure scale with like awesome minifigures. That's how I feel about the sets in general. And what are we building now? I think we're making good progress. I think the thing that slows me down is really just finding the right pieces. Um, I don't know, maybe because like the way that I lay out the bricks, or just because I'm multitasking at the moment. But yeah, I'll see how it goes. It would be nice to like get to a point where you do, have part of the dragon ready. But even if I couldn't, that's okay. Um, yeah, it's pretty much it. So far, so good. Um, it seems like pretty high. The from this point, the structure of the base. Hmm, interesting. It's always interesting to experience different type of builds. Hey, then people might ask, hey, you should get into Lego Technics more. But I mean, I appreciate all the details and the complexity, but it's just not my thing, right? um, you know, you don't really have to, get everything or buy everything. You just need to, buy the stuff um that you really want. Like, don't try to just buy stuff for the sake of it. Even if someone say, hey, can you try to or even someone offer me a set for free, and if I'm not interested or I have no intention of getting it unless it's part of the job to do it, um, I probably won't do it, um, because building Lego set is not like, hey, it's just like 5-10 minute stuff. If you look at recent video that I didn't speed up the view or I didn't cut out anything, even it's not like big modular set like over 2,000 or 3,000 pieces, and it still takes like at least 4 hours to build it. So it's not just about, hey, it's Lego, hey, let's just build it. It's also to do with the time that you have. um it, yeah, time is very expensive, especially in modern days. There's always not enough time because there's so much expectation around, not just like your work or personal life. There are just so much expectation around everything. um, so having a hobby is becoming very important because sometimes you just need to switch off and look after yourself. You know, am I looking after myself by doing this? Sometimes I think so. Sometimes I don't, because if I take it really easy, then I might just, hey, build something and I just stop and go do something else. But sometimes I kind of have the pressure. Not that there's expectation from anyone, because this is not a job, right? This is just you know me spending my precious time doing something that I enjoy. But sometimes, especially in the current climate, there are always things that, hey, you spend the money on, you spend the time on it, you keep asking yourself, it's like, hey, although at this particular moment I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but sometimes afterwards then you get this sudden drop in emotion, that feeling maybe this isn't the right thing to do. Um, so so yeah, it's it's not as easy as you may think. It's, having a hobby. Yeah, you have to take the hobby easy, right? I think, with all the things coming out, and the stress of having some emergency funds and things, um, that kind of, that's why I'm saying it. You need to take it easy. Like, you don't have to get everything. I know, like, I'm talking this right now, and I probably can't achieve it myself. It's like, hey, I understand the situation, but it's even you try to take action, it's not easy to take that action immediately. Um, because it's not easy to change something that you get used to. So, lots of challenges ahead. But you know, right now I will just try, you know, take it one thing at a day. I might still have, some conflicted thoughts or something like that, but you know, if I look at my bank account, I have spare money, and it wouldn't impact my life. Um, People might say, hey, or the right thing to do might be just save it or get something else rather than spend it on myself. Because I have family commitments and stuff. So sometimes spending money on myself is not the ideal outcome. But you know, if I can do it without impacting key things, then I probably will still just go and buy the Lego set and have that short moment of joy. There are the stress coming out later on, but if you keep trying to mitigate what's coming, then you might end up having no joy at all. So yeah. So far the base looks like I'm building a ship, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's very interesting because right now you don't see like if I look at the packaging again, it doesn't look like what you see on the package or on the box art, whatever the phrase that your region often use. That's the funny thing with English or like any language. It's like, hey, it may be the same language, but if you're from a different region or a different country, you know, you're gonna describe or even interpret the same phrase differently. Um, yeah, sometimes it can be difficult to avoid misunderstanding in such situations, and you see lots of people making short videos on jokes about um, people speaking different types of English from different region. That's exactly why. Well, the good thing with Lego is, even you buy a set from different region or the set kind of depicts, a different culture, like this Chinese New Year set. At the end of the day, you know, it's it, it's pretty difficult to interpret it differently. Um, there's certain rules on how you connect the Lego bricks. Of course, there are lots of what so-called illegal building techniques because it's giving a lot of stress on each element. But I believe, or not I believe, but the actual fact is there are lots of, hey, in the past, even Lego recognized as a illegal building techniques. They might, refine, certain bricks and makes it legal again, because now, about building um, the the construction in certain way will no longer add the same stress to the pieces, and suddenly it becomes legal, right? So yeah. Anyway, looking at this Technic pin, seems like there will be some action features. I'm mentioning this now because I most of the Lego sets I don't try to get in too much details before I build it, just to keep a element of surprise. So for these sets, I only I knew about it. I saw the leaks and the product announcement, went to the page and look at how how things work, and also check out some of the reviews video, but not like fully uh, watching the whole video. But yeah, so pretty much the driver behind buying this set is because the dragon looks pretty nice. To be honest, really, it looks really nice from the box. Yeah, probably like one of the best looking dragon um, released by Lego so far. But we'll see. We'll see. I think nearly done. This part. So how do I connect this? Okay, so it's nearly done. Nearly done. Okay. Wait, did I miss a piece? Oh, I did. You see, even smaller set like this, I miss pieces. It's like, oh well, look, back to I've got two, suspicious pieces right in front of me, and I have to go back. Luckily, it's just one previous page. And to be honest, without minifigures, because I'm a minifigure person, it does take out some excitement out. But that's just me. I'm not like saying, hey, this is a bad thing. Just because I always enjoy, you know, building new minifigures and stuff. So I still enjoying like the build so far. It's just more like, hey, because this set doesn't have minifigures, and that's one of the main reason why, um, I don't usually buy the sets without minifigures. But if the set looks really nice, and I can afford it, sometimes I do try to buy those sets, but not yet with Technics. It's just not my thing. Did I do something incorrectly, or it was just a different colored field look? Ah, no, that's actually shot the first one. I was like, no way, it doesn't fit. It's it happens all the time. You thought, hey, you got the right piece and it doesn't fit, and you start wondering, hey, is there something wrong? No, there's nothing wrong. The only thing wrong is me making mistakes. So yeah, okay. And yeah, so there are quite a few big pieces in this bag as well. So I think it's gonna be quite quick. I think today we might end up, finish building probably the base, maybe start off part of the dragon, and then tomorrow or maybe the day afterwards. It really depends on, you know, what's my mood and availability. Because right now there's no set schedule on what to do which day. Is more like, hey, today I feel tired, I might want to go to bed early, then I just go to bed. Or today I feel like um, building Lego set, and I just continue to build and then take a video of it. Or if it's like, hey, I want to clean up, which I said I want to clean up during the holiday. I still have 1 week of annual leave to go, but I've yet to do any tidy up of my room. The plan is maybe towards end of the week, I might, do some reorganizing. I wouldn't say tidy up. It's a mess. Well, on the floor, it's probably like there's something that can be tidy up, but most of the other stuff kind of stacked up pretty nicely. But as you see, build quite a few sets lately. I need to figure out, hey, which set I need to put in the container and which set I can, display, and also try to, make some of the minifigures more accessible. There's a few minifigures kind of inside container, which I really want to take them out, to continue to do the daily um, build a minifigure shorts. So yeah, that various reason, but yeah, there's no set schedule. Hey, if today I just want to do something else and I just leave it and nothing, but um, because like YouTube, right? You need consistency. You don't really want to have, hey, let's say 2 weeks hiatus. And I don't think, unless I have planned to go overseas for holiday, or you know that just something come up that I just can't spend time on Lego. Otherwise, probably each week there will be a few days whether I'm building Lego sets or you know doing things related to Lego, which I will try to film it, as a documentary, and then start talking about the things that I'm doing, and also something else not totally not related to Lego at all. But yeah, that's the intention. um, I still feel like I'm building a ship, but what is it, the base? I think the base and the dragon might be connected together. Yeah, we'll probably able to see more of it when we get to maybe the next few bags or something like that. And I think I started building from just 10 o'clock, so let me just check. So that's already 10:30 now, so it's just probably 30 minutes. I think I can get one or two back more. And oops, and I just realized I make another mistakes. Mistakes happens. Should have used the brake separator, because if I don't use the brake separator and this kind of things happen, and it's so far away, hopefully I don't fell over. If I fell over, and well, I don't know, maybe it's a good thing if I fell over, then I capture a moment of failure, and that will become the next short clip of the video to be uploaded. um, but yeah, now just gonna use the brake separator this time, and makes it a lot easier. That's why they include brake separators. I'm not sure if you check out, I think on the Lego website, individual brake separators around, like, I think $2, something like that. I have a lot. I don't know what to do about it. Maybe I should sell it, right? But then if you're gonna get one from any medium size to large size Lego set, I doubt anyone would buy at that price. Otherwise, it will be very great way to increase your funds or your um, next Lego purchase. That that's what I hope that it will work. But logically thinking, if something that you can get for free, and why not? I mean, of course, assuming that you are able to afford the Lego. So there will be some people that can't afford sets comes with a brick separator. Then for them, able to buy one at a cheap price would be ideal. But is it the right thing to do? It seems like you're being an a-hole to capitalize on this opportunity because you already got so many for free. Why can't you just give one away, right? There's always the argument. Because to be honest, those billionaires across the world, they pretty much have unlimited funds, and do they really need that much? I don't think so. They could, use even 0.1% could help a lot of people. Um, but well, that's how it is. Anyway, let's go back to building the sets. Still not able to see exactly the shape of it. I think it will take some time before we get to a point where, oh, okay, this is what we're building right now. But as with anything else, is when building Lego, it requires patience from you. Oh, okay, it's another piece. So yes, it requires patience, and you continue and keep it going, then you get your rewards in the end. And as simple as that. Let me just check if the mic is still on. It is. Yeah. Just because in the first few videos, and I encountered those technical difficulties. That's why I'm a bit anxious and trying to make sure that everything happened the way I'm expecting. Because if it's something happen unexpectedly, then worst case I will have to abandon filming me building the video while building the Legos building the video. But yeah, and then just focus on the build and just do a review video in the end. That's also possible, but this is an experience I intend to run at least 3 months. We'll see how it goes. Some of them, I wouldn't say it's working, but let's just give it some time. Been doing this for I started channel like 2019 January. With 5 years been doing this. Then a few changes in terms of style. There's some improvement in terms of how I present stuff. But yeah, experience from not that a successful experience, but more like, hey, the experience I have in the past 5 years, that don't just stop or give up after a few videos. Like usually, something might pick up later on, and then I build it in the wrong direction. Unbelievable. So why they decide like this, I don't know. Like maybe the pivot point I used to push the bricks together is wrong, but there's so many situations lately that I feel like it's just not working as well as it should. But anyway, so far so good in terms of building experience. Just a minor thing, probably just me, rather than a genuine problem. Sometimes when I build sets like this, right, I ask myself, oh, okay, so how does the Lego designer come up with how, well, like what bricks to use. So, there's so many different ways that you can build base like this. But like, what is the driver and the um, decision making on what parts to use, right? Yeah. So I think if you have to think about that, um, you might end up thinking twice before applying a designer job in Lego, because it's, you have to really enjoy figuring that out to enjoy the work. Otherwise, is quite demanding. It's not just about, hey, creating something that looks good, but also having the right experience, and you have to document each step so that this kind of instruction can be a reality. So yeah, there are lots of thing that if it's a job, because if it become a proper job, right, then it matters to produce the output uh, in a timely manner. So it's not like you have all the time. You have to, because there will be like release schedule and time to market and stuff. Like if you think about that, hey, being a Lego designer sounds fun, but it can be very stressful. Really understand what you're getting into before you say, hey, I'm able to make lots of my own creation. I'm proven that you have talent, but think about in reality, it's about making money. So if it takes too much time for you to come up with a set um, that not just look good but also um, appealing, and able to deliver the experience so that people are gonna buy more Lego. Um, and it's gonna be very, very difficult, because you just have to deliver um, the, the set and the numbers required, um, and under a deadline. Because if you're not able to deliver, then you're not going to get the recognition that you're expecting, because you know it's a job, and the job is to make money. So yeah, it's not as easy as you might think. Uh, that's why no matter what things that you might not enjoy from a set, and you should still appreciate um, the effort people put in to get this to production, and or to your hands to actually build it. Sometimes you might think, oh, no, the set is it's really not good at all, but you shouldn't. But you should, like, the honest feedback is, yeah, probably you didn't enjoy some of the things, but you should still respect the time that people put into designing the product, rather than, hey, you design something crap. Don't do that. Okay, now we're moving on to bag 3. What's the time? 10:41. So bag 2 didn't take that much time, and looking at this one, um, only a little bit, not that many bricks. So I think this one is going to be quick as well. So we might, you know, really able to get to bag number 5. I need to figure out which side it is first. But yeah, hopefully, we could get to a point where we see something. Yeah. Okay. Like, it start to take shapes, but I wouldn't say it's taking noticeable shapes yet. It's taking form. Oh, I nearly dropped it. Anyway, um, I feel like back three is just doing the thing one side, and then back four is doing the exact same thing on the other side of the view. Hopefully, it's not like that, because otherwise, it will be quite, well, repetitive. I wouldn't say it's boring, but it's more like, oh, okay, it's not going to surprise you or something like that. And we'll see. There are lots of small pieces going on. And then what? Okay. One thing though, I really want Lego to improve how the color looks in the instruction, because it looks absolutely nothing like the exact real brick. That's why when I pick up the brick, oh, are they looking for the darker orange, because they have a darker orange which looks much more similar to what they asked me to put on. That sometimes it get annoying, um, because it, I personally will feel like, oh, did I get it wrong? That, and then I need to check. Oh, actually, no, it was just me thinking I took the wrong thing, but actually I took the right thing. But I'm not sure how they can improve it, because this instruction booklet kind of is. I'm pretty sure the master copy is actually a digital file. So digital file, they're gonna have the color and represented by codes. So it's like, hey, in the software, this is exactly the combination of whether they're using RGB or whatever it is. But in reality, those color, when it's become something physical, then there always a slight variance. And then I just need to find the bricks. Okay, I find it. That's why sometimes this you end up in a situation where, oh, okay, you need to you pick the wrong color, but actually no. And then about looking at the remaining piece count, I'm pretty sure this one, yeah, we'll use the remaining pieces to do the same on the other side. Uh, is it a good thing or bad thing? Yeah, I think it's okay. Ideally, I mean, not ideal, but what can you do about it, right? Because it's a dragon that has both sides. Like it's going to be symmetrical, even though it's not exactly symmetrical. Um, but it has to happen, right? Because you're not building, something that one side look different to the other side, right? So it's unavoidable. If you figured out how, you tell me, like, it's like, hey, you're gonna build a person, and person has left eye, right, and there's some slight variance, but the general construction will be the same on both sides. So um, that's why I'm not going to say, hey, this is bad, because this makes sense, this is logical, and this is how it has to happen. Anyway, looks like we might not able to get to back 5. We'll see what back 4 looks like later on. And then after this, I will just check the equipment. Everything looks okay. Just really don't want to end up in a situation that I thought I have captured something, but actually I didn't. 'cause those are disaster that I don't like to repeat. And so now I need to turn around. It seems like you are building not the base and the dragon at the same time. So it's not like, hey, there's a base and then you attach the dragon to it. Like it's like one single build. Um, yeah. Hence, you can't really see what happened, and then it looks something like this because that's part of the dragon body, the lower body. And yep, we're gonna build the same thing on this side, very similar. So it should be a breeze on this, and then we can actually no, it's really it just I think the steps a little bit different, kind of try to create the illusion that hey, you're building something different rather than the exact same steps or the same sequence of steps. There's some slight variance just because um, the different parts. I think these are the pins that attach the legs of the dragon. You see, it slowly start taking shape. Um, yeah, it's very similar, but it's actually some noticeable difference in terms of the overall texture on the surface. So um, it's not like hey, you're repeating something exactly the same, like you're building some spaceships. I think that makes sense because dragon is going to move, right, rather than something stationary, which is a good thing. So it's really doing exactly the same like on the other side, and it will be a bit boring, especially like building like in the evening. Because I can tell you, I'm actually well not half asleep yet, but getting close. Maybe 35% asleep. 35%. It's like I better like use phrases and description that make sense and convincing. It's like, hey, I'm 35% close to sleep. So what exactly that looks like, right? So yeah. Oh, so it's interesting. So nothing kind of below that. Okay. There are always some interesting thing across the view. So far so good. I'm enjoying the build so far. It will be well, at the end of the day, I think building experience is important, especially in bigger sets. You don't really want to have it too repetitive. But to me personally, while it's important, I think the most important thing is the outcome. Like the building experience might not be refreshing or new in every single set, but like if the end result is good, right? It actually kind of I will rate the set a lot more higher if the end result is good, despite the building experience may not be top notch. But again, there's some sets where the building experience is like not necessarily weird, but like something that you never seen before, or maybe there's some ways of building things that just blow you away. But at the end of the day, the set itself is not good enough. Like the outcome like looks really ugly or something like that, or the set itself just doesn't work, then I will rate that set a lot more lower compared to a set that looks good but have boring um, building experience. So I guess there's, there's two sides. Like for me, it's more like hey, building something to display. Um, but they always um, people would much prefer. So how does this work? I don't get it. Mhm. Okay, okay. I got it now. But yeah, there will be people much prefer, hey, the building experience is a lot more important because the most of the time that you spend is spent building, right? If it's something really not enjoyable, then it's gonna be very difficult for you to get through get through the building, like regardless of how good it looks in the end, right? Because you never get to the place where you can appreciate how it looks. But yeah, and often, especially building this without meaning, without any building structure. Sometimes I find some of the way things put together very interesting. For example, this set doesn't really have to be a dragon. There are lots of things that you can create from similar techniques. So that's actually something pretty cool. So what do I need now? Okay, I think the Lego instructions sometimes, hey, they give you like really to the face instruction on how you're gonna put everything together. Sometimes it's like you just need to figure it out how exactly it should be. But anyway, then we have finished back 3 now, and then the next one is back 4. Checking the mic. Sorry, every time I check the mic, it will generate a few noises. I'll see how big is back 4. Okay, not much. And what's the time now? 10:54. I think I will finish back 4 and then um, call it a day, and then we'll carry on the next day because I do want to catch up some sleep tonight. Because there were like few late nights, even before the building the Chinese restaurant is like watching TV because hey, the other stuff that I want to do the next day. Hey, if I have the opportunity, I don't need to go to work, then end up binging the TV. I think there's a Korean TV series from Netflix. It's the newest one. It's a sci-fi horror. The girls and creature. It's actually let me put it this way. It's entertaining. There are lots of cliche and stuff that you often see in soap opera, but overall it was quite entertaining. So for me, right, whether a movie or TV series is good is not driven by whether it has a message, whether um, is revolutionary, whether you know. I mean, it doesn't have to be beautifully shot, but it has to be acceptable, right? Let's say if the whole movie 90 minutes, the camera keeps shaking it around that, like some people might see it as a style, but for me, right, I'm gonna have a hard time to watch the movie, regardless of you know whether the actor is performing really well or it's something unique. I just kind of enjoy the time like this, right? And the other thing is, with movies, sometimes people might say, "Hey, it's pretty good or it's a um, award-winning movie and stuff." But sometimes, the pacing is also important, right? Or also the way to tell the story is also quite important because sometimes um what's the word? I couldn't get the word. Is it engagement? It's like if you can't get into the story, then yeah, then it's gonna be difficult. What? Did I got something wrong? No, I don't think so. But okay. I got it the wrong end. That's why I was like, hey, how come I couldn't feed the thing into the set? It's because I got the wrong end. I thought, that can't be true. Another schoolboy mistake in building Lego. I only myself to blame if something uh, ran out of battery because of the extra few minutes I took to figure out the mistake. Um, anyway, let's just focus and carry on building the rest of the dragon. What? 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 Ah, another mistake. So I have to have another piece on top of this. Why didn't I see that? Ah, well, never mind. You know, things like this happen all the time. It's just happening more often lately, even though back four is not a lot of things, but it's taking a bit longer compared to the previous back. Not just because of the mistake, but in general, there are a little bit more small details across it. That's why it's taking some time. Wait, I'm making other mistakes again. What? What? Wait. So how does it work? So this one is here. Okay, that's okay. And so this one is not okay. So this one I need to attach this here. Okay, okay. And now that makes sense. So many mistakes. Maybe someone. I don't think I would do it myself, but it would be funny if someone want to do a Lego channel like cinema science, and just taking different videos of people building Lego and count all the mistakes that they make. I wonder like how many mistakes that I'm causing lately. So here, let me see. So basically now it's just building the water around the dragon. And, it's not that easy to put connect it together. Just this part like it's a bit flimsy until you actually connect it together. Right now it's pretty stable, but before you push it right in, it's not as stable. And then now building the water on the other side. And I get the right piece. I think so. Let's just try to minimize the mistake I'm making. Now, there's actually some other like TV series I want to watch. I'm not sure if anyone been watching Money Heist or La Casa de Papel earlier. So I think last Friday they had a spin-off based on the character Berlin. I haven't checked out the reviews and stuff because I think I will watch it either way because I enjoy Money Heist before. Although I do think the spin-off is unnecessary because the characters, spoiler alert, the character's story has ended in the original series. So it's like, hey, you're doing a prequel pretty so obvious that it's just Netflix try to milk the franchise as much as possible. Because I think it would be much more interesting to have another character spin off and do a new stories after the events of the main series. Because writing prequel is very difficult because some of the characters, some of the world building is already determined, so it's kind of like, oh, okay, you know, because the story afterwards, you kind of lose the suspense. If if it's something like action series or thriller, um, wherever that it involves like possible deaths of character, then like, hey, the main character will survive, um, because you already know the story after the prequel, right? And exact same thing. That's why it's very hard for me to enjoy the Star Wars prequel series. Um, yeah, sometimes this happens. But having said that, there are always a time where the prequel that done pretty well. But as much as I'm saying this, I can't recall a prequel right on top of my head right now. So there must be some. Anyway, but this is what I'm saying. The challenge of the prequel is that you already know what's gonna happen with some of the characters. I know they might have like new characters introduced, and then you might guess, hey, what's gonna happen with those characters. Uh, well, it's still very difficult. Anyway, I'm nearly there. I'm nearly there. But after this, we'll really probably just go to sleep and catch up some sleep, because I think sleep is quite important. If you don't sleep well, then usually you have a temper. Anyway, already getting confused on what I'm talking already. So I think it's really an indication that, hey, I should just go have a rest. Hmm? Did I miss some part again? No? No? What? That can't be true. Ah, it's the other side again. Ah, it's like, what the heck I'm doing? I thought I did something wrong, but actually no, I got the wrong side again. Ah, it's happening like, I think, is it the second or third time today? Let me know in the comments. I don't keep track. It's very hard to keep track of, doing video like this. Nobody is taking transcript while I'm doing this type of stuff, and I've no intention to get someone to can record or make notes or something like that. Anyway, so we are building the four corners of the water. Okay, so like this, right? And then what? What? What's the difference between step 4 and step 5? It's no different. It's funny. Anyway, I wasn't able to show the details on the instruction booklet, but like, hmm, page 110, maybe I'll do a short video about this, but I really don't see what's the difference between step 4 and step 5. What? Anyway. I see difference now. I only noticed when I try to apply and thought like, hey, something missing. So this is the difference, because like how the instruction booklet is spent, so I couldn't see the later part. Anyway, but this explain my confusion. Okay, what next? There's not many bricks, but actually there are quite few steps. Okay. So interesting, all the gray bricks. So does that mean the dragons have some gray color? We'll find out when we finish the whole build. Oh, actually, we actually start building the dragon as one of the legs. We'll have one leg of uh, the dragon before we wrap up today. Okay, so I think we were gonna spend lots of time building things like this in the next few bags. Hopefully, it's not going to be a pain on building this, because it's just the leg. It doesn't have any printed scale pattern. I think we're nearly there. This type of Technic pins, it's not that easy to do, because you kind of get something secure and then put another piece in between, and you kind of push it over, and you connect to the holes here, and give those balls connect to this. And if you hear things, it's just because it's New Year, then lots of people still lighting up the fireworks. It's sometimes a bit annoying, but hey, it is what it is. And okay, so this is where we put the leg. So this is actually the front, this is actually the back, because you can see where the ball is facing. Just double check that I haven't missed anything. I don't think so, because the half towel is a common spare piece. But yeah, here we are. I think looking at the time, yeah, I think I will stop here, and then we'll continue hopefully tomorrow, unless I change my mind. Hopefully tomorrow we'll continue build the rest of the dragon, and that's it. And I'm going to go to bed early today.